they don't think about
Mm-hmm.
their older age, and they
Okay.
spend all their money,
Mm-hmm.
and that comparison to a hamster, it is brilliant, because um,
Uh-huh.
they do a lot of efforts, but after a while they uh, they again at the same place, they again at the same cage, and it is
Mm-hmm.
bad. Roberts offers us change our mindset and
Mm-hmm.
think about it.
Yes. Is it easy to change our mindset?
Uh,
Because
in, in
mm-hmm.
the in the book, we were told about it is hard to teach old dog new tricks, something like this. And
Uh-huh.
yes, it is true, but sometimes it is awful when some people, even in 20, 30, already are old dogs
Mm-hmm.
who don't want to learn new tricks. And that's it.
Okay.
It is true of our life,
Mm-hmm.
a bitter true.
Okay. And what are these criteria for searching a job? What are the reasons, or what are the goals for job searching?
Mm, Robert offers us to mm, find the job not for money but for learning. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
Particularly, the important part, it is obtaining new skills.
Yeah.
But an example of Robert, look, it seems to me you have to define what skill is more important at the moment. Robert
Mm-hmm.
Robert uh, realized that he's too shy. He's not
Yeah.
able to sell something. He
Is
can't.
afraid of rejection.
He was afraid of rejection. But later he decided, he joined to Marine Corps
Uh-huh.
because he wanted to learn leadership. Leadership.
Yes, and also international trading, some skills of international trading and leadership. Mm-hmm.
Also, and and later all of those skills become a group of skills which afforded him to build his own business. And he told us about mhm,
Mm-hmm.
Asian countries which are which gave him opportunities to build a profitable business, and
Mm-hmm.
everything become useful to him.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe he had a plan before, in advance, because he made a success. But sometimes he couldn't explain his ideas to, to his poor dad, in particular.
Yes. And I remember, my own experience when I worked for one company during 10 years. And after I finished my relations with this company, I found out that I cannot apply my skills that I have received from this experience in any other spheres, because I needed some other skills. And during this 10 years that I worked for this company, I thought that well, I have experience. I can say that I worked for 10 years for this company, and this is very important for applying for another job. But I found out that my skills are not important at all, because they were important only in this company, in this particular company. And therefore, when I was reading about this concept of job searching from the rich dad, I can agree with that, because he thought he told us about his poor dad who was a teacher, and when he lost his job as a teacher, he found out that he can only be a member of some union, teachers union, or some organization for teachers, and he could not work with his skills, with his knowledge in any other company, because he didn't have the skills that he needed to work for some other company. So, but if you work in a company for the reason of accepting the experience of some skills, you will have the synergy of skills, so some different skills, and you can apply them in almost in any sphere of your life in future. That is very wise, I think. And so, do you consider, by the way, do you consider it bad to skip from company to company? Do you consider it bad when you change your work, your job very often, and you skip from company to company? Do you consider that is bad?
Well, it seems to me if you do it consciously, if you have a plan, if you don't do it randomly, it could be very wise and profitable in future. One day
Yeah.
you are able to obtain all priceless skills, and you become an even not just a well-paid employee, but you can run your own company, your own business, and so on. At least some skills you can use at home for your own. Yes,
Management,
uh,
home management.
in Russia,
Yes.
we sometimes see people who are proud, who worked for 40 years for one company, and they told something like, I know better. I worked for 40 years. But unfortunately for them, for us, they don't, many of those people don't progress as a specialist, as a professionals. At least uh, in at least some of them grow as a professional, but they have some narrow skills which are hardly to apply somewhere else. But unfortunately, usually people are proud. They don't skip their job. They don't. Sometimes it is awful. Sometimes people are completely unsatisfied their job and they even don't skip. In this chapter, we were told about some famous movie, and
Ah,
there
I
was
have watched this movie, by the way. Have you watched the movie?
no,
It
I
is
haven't,
called.
but it looks like to me it is a good idea to watch these movies sometimes. Somehow.
I forgot the name. It was the name of the hero. Uh,
Johnny Maguire or something.
yes. Maguire. His name was Maguire.
And
Hmm.
let's back.
Yeah.
One of the characters told he decided to be fired, who to quit his job, and he told
Hmm.
aloud to everybody in that
Yeah.
office, "Who wants to quit with me?"
Mm-hmm.
And there was silence, and later some lady told, "I would like to," maybe I Нет, я не записал. "I would
Yeah.
like to go with you, but I'm due to promotion in 3 months."
Mm-hmm.
And I I imagine that situation. She's
Yes.
not
And the
proud of
idea
her work.
was, uh-huh,
She didn't
he
like.
wrote a plan of working in this company, but in a different way with the sportsman. And everyone, all his colleagues, supported him. They said, "Oh, that's a wonderful idea, wonderful plan you have. We support you." But when he finished, when he quit the job, nobody supported him except one girl, because they have some benefits at this at this job, at this place, and they didn't want to go with him, to go away, but they supported him just in words. Hmm.
Well,
Yes.
that's why I think
Uh-huh.
for many people it's useful to change their job. Also, I want to add, it is not connected to topic of this book, but sometimes
Hmm.
if you change your job, you change your social role maybe, and
Hmm.
you're able to understand people. Sometimes if you are a salesperson, but sometimes you're just a customer, and so on. And if you change sometimes you change that roles, you're able to understand some things better maybe.
Hmm. Yes.
Maybe that's it.
Hmm. Yes. And is it so easy to change and to skip from company to company? Is it so easy to, so you have a stable job, you have some salary that you pay your bills, you pay for food, some clothes, etc., and you need to quit your job because you want to learn some new skill? Is it really easy to do this?
It seems to me it is always hard, but sometimes it is very hard and also stressful. And because of I was inspired when I was watching a lot of interviews for job
Mhm.
interviews, how to get a new job, how about some modern occupations, about people who works in IT, in programming, in something like this, social media marketing, and so on.
Mhm.
In that spheres, people often share their experience, how it is useful to change their job, how it is useful to work
Mm.
sometimes in a foreign company, but mm, it is not widely spread. Usually people don't want to move their job. They tell
Yeah.
to themselves and to their close people, it is not useful. Everywhere is uh, the same. It is,
Mhm.
there is no place where it's better, and so on, so on. And sometimes it is awful because they even don't try, they don't even compare, they don't even learn even about opportunities,
Mhm.
and they work for uh,
Mhm.
an awful company with rude colleagues. Sometimes they have a toxic workspace, and it is
Mhm.
awful, completely awful. But
Mhm.
yes, it is hard to change. It is hard to find a new job, but they even don't try, and it is sad.
Yes, it's really hard. Yulia, would you share with us your opinion about job searching or staying at one position, at one place? What do you think about that?
Okay, I agree with all of you, and I'd like to add that when we now our generation, I think we choose to stay in one place, and for us it's very hard to
Yeah.
change job uh, because we have families and we
Yes.
need to take care of them, and we can't to change a job and go nowhere
Yeah.
and have a small salary and change our conditions, and so it's
Yes.
very hard.
Very
But
hard.
I think to young generation, I think
Mhm.
they have all opportunities to do this, but at first I think you need a plan. So
Yeah. Strategy.
like yes, like Alex said, we don't they don't need to change their job randomly
Mhm.
because it's not about skills.
Yes, I agree. Yes. So the idea is not just changing your job, but you
Yes.
have to have some strategy, some plan. What are you doing? For example, you
Yeah.
want to uh, have the skill of sales, and you are searching for a job that you will learn how to sell, how
Yeah.
to so to sell goods, how to sell. Yes. And yes, I agree with you. For the younger generation, maybe it is easy, but we were young. We all were young, but we didn't think like that. So we didn't have those thoughts that we have to find a job for having a skill, for learning. We, for example, I didn't never thought like that. So I thought that I have to find a job for money, for salary, for salary, for
Yes.
life. Hmm.
Yes, but I think a lot of people graduated after
Hmm.
university and they have their specialization, but then in real life they changed their
Yeah.
specialization and they have another skills.
Yes.
It's good, but we really don't think about job like a skill at first.
Yes.
When we graduated and when we started work, at first we searching in work for money, of course.
Hmm.
Um, it's a good way to thinking about it
Yes.
and to talk to your children.
Hmm. Yes.
um,
Um,
to
yes, I
see
like this idea.
opportunities and
Mhm.
to find the skills what you need. Yes.
Of course, we can say that we don't need to change our job to have some new skill. But the reality is that the practice is the best teacher. So the practice that we have at our job is the fastest and the best teacher. Of course, we can read some books, have some, so in theory, read it from the books or just find it somewhere, the information how to sell. But in order to learn, for example, how to sell, we need to practice it in our real life, at our job, or somewhere. Of course, yes, I understand. I agree with you that we have to have some strategy, some plan. And Robert said about the retirement plan. So when you are retired, what are you going to do? So, of course, in Russia, we know that the amount of money that people receive from the government is really not big, but that is not the only reason. Because, for example, if the economy of the country will be worse, then maybe we just imagine that there will be this situation that the government will not be able to pay any money for their retired people. And like it was in different countries, and like it was in history, and some crisis or some economic crisis, for example, may happen. So what will we do in that case? That is the question. So our current work, our current situation, for example, if we lose our job at any reason, what will we do? So that is the question. Different things may happen in life, and we have to think about that. So what will we do, for example, if we, I don't know, for example, you are a singer, and if you lose your voice, something happens with your throat, or maybe some, I don't know, you will lose your voice and you will not be able to sing. So what you will do in that case? Of course, it may not happen, but we can think about that. What will happen if, so different situation may arise in life. Okay, so in this block, we all agree that this philosophy of job searching for learning, so for learning some skills, some new experience, some new skills, is really interesting. And we have to have some strategy, some plan, and we have to find or search for a job, having this idea in our mind that we are learning something, not just working for money. So now the skills are important. The reason so many talented people earn less than they are capable of, not because of what they know, but because of what they do not know. They focus on cooking a better hamburger and know little about business systems. So he told us about this McDonald's, and he asked people, can you cook this hamburger better than McDonald's can? Yes, of course we can cook it better, but we don't know so many things about how to sell this hamburger, how to deliver it, so about some business systems, and therefore we don't receive any money for our hamburgers, and McDonald's does. They do receive. So what is he trying to say? So that talented people earn less, not because of what they know, but because of what they do not know. What is he trying to say with this statement?
Yeah, so in this case, he suggested us to learn sales and management, because if you have any skill, any specialized skill, you have to sell it. And
Yes.
in real life, all people have to sell themselves. Because
Yes.
if you have good sales and you have a good work, you have to if you have a good salary and a good work, you have to sell yourself and your skill. So if you don't know how to do this, you don't have a good work, and it's not about own business, but about a work for a boss, I think. But if you have a good knowledge in financial literacy, you can sell yourself, and you can make your own business with your specialization.
Yes.
Can I add
And
a little?
yes, sure.
Well,
Yes.
so it seems to me it is not only important the product itself, but many
Yes.
things around it. It is like
Mhm.
about market condition, some about promo, advertising, and so on, so on. Sometimes it happens with big companies. There are a lot of videos on in the internet, and uh,
Mhm.
sometimes we realized about some old product, some company made a good product, but they made some mistakes, like they didn't uh, uh,
Mhm.
accept, maybe not accept. They didn't think about market. Sometimes
Marketing,
you
yes.
you made a good product, but you didn't think how to deliver it, how to make a promo for it, how
Yeah.
to maybe sometimes uh, your product fails in your own country, but you were able to sell it perfectly somewhere in different part of the globe. Sometimes it
Mhm.
happens, and it is not important only the product, but how you manage this, how
Mhm.
how you to manage uh, everything connected to this. And
Mhm.
uh, we were told about some examples which shows us perfectly about that
Mhm.
lady writers, about that car mechanic, about this. You can, yes, we can imagine more tastier hamburger than McDonald's do, but we can't deliver it immediately somewhere, and we can't do it so permanently as they do, and
Mhm.
that's how business work. Sometimes their product are not perfect, but there aren't any
Mhm.
no, not rivals. А как мы говорим конкуренты? Вот если конкуренты.
Mm.
Бизнес, как кому? Не знаю, кстати, ни разу не сталкивался, а вот слово-то полезно.
Uh-huh. I don't know. I
I
will.
I
I
tried
will
to
check.
quote it. Competitors, competitors.
Uh, okay, let it be competitors. It's competitors at some competitions, sport competitions. I think, but
Yes, it is.
in business,
It,
maybe
it doesn't fit perfect.
yes. Okay, let it be
Okay,
competitors. Mhm.
and sometimes it happens, and that's why we were told
Mhm.
about they earn not enough because not because of they don't know something,
Mhm.
not
Yes.
because of what they do or know.
Mhm. Okay, and I have a question. For example, a person is just merely a doctor, or he is a teacher of history, and he can say why I need all those skills, why skills are important for me. I'm just a doctor in some hospital, in some city hospital, or I'm a teacher at school and I don't need all these skills. I will never be a businessman. I'm not going to be a businessman. What do you think? Does this person need those skills? Are skills important for such people, like teachers or maybe doctors
I
or
just imagine,
drivers?
I just imagine a teacher who is able to teach perfectly, to train for exam, for example, and
Mm-hmm.
so on. It is very priceless and valuable skills. But if you can't attract new students, you can't
Mm-hmm.
earn enough. And
Mm-hmm.
in this case, we can imagine a good teacher, but for some reason maybe he's
Yeah.
humble enough, or not self-confident enough, or not as sociable. And a lot of students just walks by and don't get his services, not services, his services, услуги.
Услуги, yes.
And in this case, if that teacher realized new opportunities for him, and showed and learned that skills which are able to improve his income,
Yes.
increase his income. And
Okay.
it is just the first example. We can find out more.
Okay. And so the more question number 2, the more specialized we become, the more we are dependent on that specialty. Do you agree with that? So the more specialized we become, the more we are dependent on this specialty.
Can you refresh the slide?
So I don't remember what examples he had in this chapter, but I think he talked about his poor dad, that he was a teacher, some very good teacher, but then he lost his place, he lost his job, and the only thing, but he was a teacher and he had no skills like sales skills or marketing or anything. He was just a teacher, and he was dependent on this specialty. So on his skill of being a teacher, he had only one skill, being a teacher. So he was dependent on that skill, and after he lost his job, his poor dad, he joined some teachers union or some organization for teachers, and he had the salary from this organization, but he couldn't find a job, any other job, but only the teacher. But he couldn't find a job as a teacher because he didn't have any other place of teaching like that. So do you understand the idea? For example, you can teach, you are a teacher and you can teach in the university, but you, for example, lost your job as a teacher in the university, and there's only one university in your city, and you cannot find any other job because you are not allowed at that university that you were before, and you have only one university in your town or in your city. And what can you do? You can do nothing in this case.
Yes, but nowadays it comes to my mind something like do online lectures or something. It is popular,
Yes.
and some people are successful. But back then, in that days, it, it is hard to think over something immediately. And
But to be an online teacher, you have to have some skills for that.
yes, you have, but you just sometimes you can just start, and while you trying, you obtain new skills.
Yes.
You just start it and do it, and you learn on your own.
Yes. So again, we come to the idea that skills are important, different skills, not only so know the history, if you are a teacher of history, not only that.
Yes, we have to the more skills we have, the better.
Yes.
You becomes more flexible, you become more adaptive maybe, and as a result, you don't afraid many problems. You know how to solve them. You know how to act maybe, and so on.
Yeah. So, what skills are significantly important today?
They call them soft skills.
Yeah.
At
What
the
are the
beginning, what soft skills I couldn't realize, but then I learned more about this. It is like a group of skills about how to communicate with people, how to be stress resistant, how to be confident, how to set the goals, and many things about this. In this book, Robert doesn't use such a definition, but it seems to me it is mostly this book dedicated also about soft skills. Maybe I'm mistaken. It is also about financial literacy, but we have many examples. We have many books tells us many stories about setting goals, about how moments when somebody doubts, when somebody is broken, when somebody when somebody doesn't understand you, and so on, and about
how to
thinking.
manage your emotions, for example,
Also
here.
about emotions, and it seems to me it is connected to soft skills. And when I met this definition at the first time, I just didn't get it properly. I thought it is not important, so on. When after that I met this once again, one more time, and I decided to find out what it is. Why do they so often tell about this? And there is such a huge topic, and they try
Yes, very huge topic.
to explain this thing, and then you realize, wow, it is such an interesting stuff, and we see it in our daily life. Some people just it looks like they just have these skills, but it is not a gift. Everybody is able to learn it, to obtain these skills, and to train. Sometimes you don't do nothing and you lose your skills, and or they become weaker. And when Robert told us about he was shy, he couldn't sell anything, it reminded myself when I worked on my previous job. I had to visit apartments. I had to meet new people, and I at the moment I realized I was too shy and not confident.
Yes.
But
We
a
are
few years
shy.
before this, I worked as a shop assistant. I didn't know that I have such a problem. I was friendly and confident, and everything was fine. But after a few years, for some reason, I became a little bit anxious and not confident, and it happens. And we have to manage with this somehow. And many people are connected to this problem. But if you don't have such an idea as a soft skill, sometimes you just can't share your thoughts, and somebody else can share to you, and people don't know how to describe this problem. Sometimes they tell you about this, but you didn't get it properly, and that's it. And sometimes it is very important. We lose opportunities. We we try to solve problems which we can just avoid, and so on.
Yes, and I liked that idea that also even Robert was too shy, and he was afraid of being rejected.
Yes,
And
because
therefore,
at the beginning of book we were told about story when they were kids and
yes,
they realized how to make money and at comics and so on, and it appears to us they're like superheroes, very
yes,
confident and
superstars.
successful. They are successful person, and okay, later he's older, he's it seems to
Almost
us
30.
and he told us I was too shy, I wasn't a confident person, and it was so connected to myself.
Yes.
I recalled that situation that I shared to you, and that's it. He
Yes,
just a regular person with the same problems, but he
yes.
used his own way, as we discussed at the beginning. There was a poem about choosing way, and there was problems, there was obstacles, there was
Yes.
sometimes success also was, and
He was
and
broke.
plenty of work, plenty
Yeah.
of work.
And he needed 4 years of working in this Xerox company to overcome this fear, to manage this fear. He needed 4 years, 4 years of working in this company. It really surprised me. Okay, I want to talk about only two skills that were mentioned in this chapter. This is the skill of sales. First, the skill of sales and the skill of giving. Very interesting skill. So the ability to sell is the base skill of personal success. The ability to sell is the base skill of personal success, he said. And what does sales mean? What does sales mean? What does it mean to sell or sales?
Who wants to start?
I think in this case, he told us about to self yourself and your skills.
And what does it mean to sell yourself? What does it mean to sell or sales?
To show you that you can do everything in this case. You're a very smart and communicated person, and so it's easy to talk to you, and you are hardworking and do all best.
Okay.
So you're perfect.
To describe yourself as a superhero, and you are so talented and
Yes,
yes.
but in real life, I think not only describe, you have to do a lot of what you say.
Okay. And Oleg, what do you think? What does it mean to sell?
Well, it seems to me it is like in general sense, it is not just like in a store to give some goods and take money for it. It is more general stuff. Yes, to find your opportunity, to find maybe some soulmates, to make a team, to be able to define your goals, and to share them properly with your team, with your coworkers, and so on. It is that's why the word sales in commons. Это не кавычки, commons, кавычки, commons.
No, this word in this, yes, I don't know, not because it doesn't mean what it means. I just, okay, you can delete them if you if you like. So what does mean to sell? The question is, what does it mean to sell? So you describe, and also Yulia describe, as I can just make a conclusion, that to sell is to represent yourself or your product as the best and to take money. Is it right?
It is like in Russian we have a word реализовать. We can реализовать idea, we can it is not
What does
real.
it mean? What does it mean реализовать? To sell?
В русском языке у нас слово реализовать может быть и как продукт использовать, ну и реализовать идеи, свои амбиции, таланты, вот так вот. А вот как на английском это?
Реализовать талант. Ну, это другое получается уже. Реализовать талант, да? То есть как бы применить.
Нет, ну тут можно, как бы ты себя и развиваешь, чтобы свой талант проявить во всей его красе, да, или свои знания показать, ты углубляешься в них, чтобы показать свои знания, но в то же время ты себя как бы продаешь, ну, ты себя показываешь людям, чтобы они поняли, что им нужны твои знания, пришли к тебе учиться, или твой там талант актера увидели, да, позвали тебя в кино, или, я не знаю, ты продаешь какой-то продукт, они увидели и сказали, о, это то, что мне нужно, то есть хорошая реклама, ну, хорошая команда, которая будет работать, продавая этот продукт, ну и так далее.
Да.
Тут как бы вот все вместе.
Как раз что такое продать?
Да, не просто в магазине ты пришел, увидел там пакет молока, заплатил за него деньги и купил. А как бы даже чтобы этот пакет молока, именно этот ты купил, нужно его хорошо позиционировать, что это там супер молоко от супер коров, которых нежно гладят по утрам.
Yes. Maybe
да, экологичная упаковка и так далее. То есть это как бы такой комплекс.
And also we spend money for charity.
So maybe several years ago, I didn't like salesmen at all. I thought like that person from this lady, this writer from the beginning of the chapter, I was like this lady. I said, so I don't like this salesperson. When I come to the market, to the shop, or when I see all these people in the internet, I really hated them. I thought that they lie. So they represent themselves or their goods, like you said. So the best product, I am the best writer, or I am the best person. But in fact, they are not the best. They just describe themselves or their products as the best product, but in reality, it is not so. And I didn't like this skill of sales and all the sales people. I thought they are all liars. And after that, some time ago, maybe half a year ago, I needed to get the skill of sales, and I started to find the information to learn about this skill. What does it mean to sell, and what does it mean, all this skill of sales? And I found a very interesting thing. And now I have the opposite attitude to this idea of skill of sales. So I found out that to sell means to fulfill the problem of the person has, to help him to solve his problem, to see this problem, and to explain him how my product or how my talent or my work can help him to satisfy his problem. So this skill means that you can see the problem of the person and you can help others. That is what does it mean to sell. So I have changed my idea of what does it mean to sell and what does it mean a skill of selling, of sales. And I think that it is very short, of course. I can describe it in some details, but that is just the opposite. And you know that you are sure that your product is good and it can help people to solve their some problems or some situation they cannot manage or some problems they have. And to sell is just to help people and to explain them and to represent how you can help them. That is the skill of sales, I think, for this moment of time.
The main question is this product really good?
Yes, it is really good.
And useful, or it's a fake?
No, it's not a fake.
Yes, because if you have a good product, you have to sell it to other people, and they must see it at first. So you have to manage it.
Yes, of course. People
And
have to
producing.
understand. Yes, they have to see that is the skill. How you can explain or how you can represent that your product is really what they need. That is the skill.
Yes.
And by the way, is it a talent or a skill? Is it a talent or a skill? Do you know such people who are really, I can say they are really good sellers? They can sell anything. Do you know such people?
Oh, yes, I have a friend. He sells everything. He can sell a sofa which standing in his house for a long time, and it is not good, but he sells it. Sell it. Sells.
Yes.
But he can sell everything. But sometimes these subjects are not good. But he can sell it, and people buy. He can sell himself, so it's a talent for him. But for other people, they can learn this skill.
And
How
you
to
said
how?
that.
Yes, I agree with that. We can learn a lot of skills, and we have to study it and practice, a lot of practice, and then we can do, I think.
And you said that he sold something and it was not good. It was not a good product, or you said, but it is your opinion or people who bought this.
Yes, it's my own opinion because
Yes.
I never bought this subject. But
Yes, for
people
you it is not good. Yes,
yes,
that
for
is
me it's not good.
that is the thing, because in this sales process, for you it may not be good product for you, for your personal situation, for your personal life, but for some other people it is a good product. And that is the skill, to see the problem, to see who has this problem and to solve this problem with your product or with your some talents, with your services. That is the thing. So you can think that it is not good product, but for some person, for someone, it is a good product. That is the idea of selling.
Yes,
And
yes, I
that is a skill to
understand.
see. Yes.
Uh, yes, yeah, I understand this, and
Mhm.
it's my own opinion, but other
Mhm.
people buy it and
Yes.
happy all day
Yes, they are
long.
happy. They're satisfied, and they are. That is the skill of sales: to see the problem and to satisfy, to solve the problem, to help people. That is helping people.
Yes,
Skill of just helping people, and
yes,
the people give you money as just as their gratitude that you help them. That's it. Okay. And is it necessary for everyone today?
It seems to me maybe it is not necessary, but it is definitely useful for
Mhm.
everybody. Not
Mhm.
today, but always.
Mhm. Okay. Mhm. Okay. And I think um, if you have the skill, your opportunities are better in searching a job, in finding a job, because a lot of companies need people who can sell any products, any services, but this skill is really very important today. And yes, I think, yes, as you said, definitely useful for everyone. Maybe not necessary, but yes, definitely useful. I agree with you. Hmm. Okay, and the last skill we are going to talk about today is a skill of giving. So, give and you shall receive. Receive and then you give doesn't work. It was said in this chapter. What do you think about that? Do you agree? And how it works? So why doesn't it work to receive and then you give? Why doesn't it work? First, do you agree with that or you don't? First you give and then you shall receive, he said. The rich dad said.
It is sad to say, but I have to admit I didn't read the whole chapter.
Ah, okay.
I just tried to guess, and I see it is not easy.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yulo, did you read about that?
yes, I read about that.
Mm-hmm.
What can I say? It's easy on the paper.
Yeah.
um, but imagine if you go to work and get your salary. So to give, what does it mean to give? To give it for everyone, to help them. Not, it's not this giving. I think to give, to
Mm-hmm.
buy something, course maybe, to learn yourself, to give, to buy something asset, um, at first, and then it bring you money,
Mm-hmm.
your skills, your assets, and so on. And
Uh-huh.
if you maybe, and in other place, receive and then you give. At first you receive, because if you don't receive money or another goods, how can you give it? um,
Yes. It
that's
seems very strange. Yes, it seems very strange, but the rich dad said that it is a law. So it is a rule. And receive and then you give, this doesn't work, he said. But
yes,
first give and you shall receive. Only this rule works. And people, he said, forget about this law, about this rule when it comes to money. When it comes to the giving money, when the people give money, they just forget about this. And of course, they think that first you receive and then you will give. But this is a rule, so this is a law, and it doesn't work. He said, receive and then you give. Of course, it is difficult to follow this law, this rule. And why do you think it is difficult when it comes the giving of money? We can give, for example, our time, yes, maybe our emotions, our feelings. We don't usually think that first we receive and then we give. We just give and then we receive. For example, in friendship, when you want to have a friend, my 4-year-old son, now he's counting how many friends he has and how he so when he meets somebody, he gives him his car, his small car. He has many cars, and he gives him this car, and then he receives a friend, and he, yes, he's counting how many friends he has, and he likes that. Yes, and first he doesn't think about this person. This boy didn't give him a car. He just gives him his, and he doesn't think that, oh, he didn't give me anything and I will give him the present only after I receive something from him. He just gives. But when it comes the giving money, we don't follow this rule. It's really difficult to follow this rule when it comes the money giving. And why it is so? Why it is difficult? The money is just so
Because we all have a fear to lose it.
Yes, we have the fear. Yes, and in the first chapter, he said about this emotions, fear and greed. If we don't get rid of these two emotions, we can't have a lot of money, he said. So we can't have money. Yes, and okay, let's finish here. And the skill of giving is really very interesting. We can think about it and read the chapter again and just meditate and so think about that. Is it really a skill to give?
Yes. We will try.
Okay. Yes, anything else to add?
Well, I want to share you.
Yes.
I want to say thank you to you all. I like this lesson a lot. I heard a lot of interesting thoughts, and also I like that cozy atmosphere that we have here, and I enjoy our lessons.
Yes, me too. By the way,
Yeah,
yes, I want to ask you about the next week. We have a holiday, or yes, we have holidays, I think, the next week. So what about the next week? I will turn off the camera.